says I'm on air now. Let me go check my mobile and stuff. Make sure that my audio is actually pretty balanced compared to the game audio. Which is why I am currently talking over the cutscenes and the cinematics and stuff. Where is my YouTube channel? Why does that review that from a YouTuber look like it's about an hour long to me, except it's actually 17 minutes? That's a very good question. Alright, I'm gonna let this opening play and check my audio, so be right back. Indeed it does, and now we're starting the stream. Alright, I listened to the stream audio, and the game's a little bit louder, so I might lower it by 5. Anyway, hello everybody, my name is Mojo, and welcome to my stream of Shenmue. Yeah, doing this, and I'm doing this in the Japanese dub, as you can see. Why the Japanese dub? Well, okay. Shenmue, I'm gonna lower the audio and talk about this at the same time. But Shenmue, naturally, you know, being was a game that has, you know, naturally an English dub. And now, I have a soft spot for the English dub of Shenmue. I mean, it's not great, but I have a soft spot for it. That said, goodness gracious, the Japanese, from what I have heard of, at least a little bit of it in Shenmue 2, is a lot better. And I've never heard the Japanese dub for Shenmue 1 really at all, and oh my gosh, listening to that opening crawl, it sounds so much better than the English of, Shenmue 1. But, yeah, Shenmue, one of my favorite games ever made. This and Shenmue 2 are, like, very neck and neck for me. If I had to pick between 1 and 2, I'd probably pick 2, but, like, then I get to thinking about, oh gosh, 1 was so good. And, yeah, and, I have a bit of a long history with this game, personally, as this was the game for like 10 years that I really wanted to play. I was always really curious about it, and I finally got to play it, and it was everything I'd hoped it to be. Naturally, it's not a game I can recommend to everybody on account of it being a Dreamcast game with a bit of jank, but there's a lot of charm to it, and I'm hoping that y'all can, you know, will enjoy that with this playthrough. I don't know if... Will I beat this game to completion? Who knows? I just wanted an excuse to play this game again, and, yeah. Also, I lowered the audio in the game so that way... Because, again, there's still not really a really good audio mixing when it comes to streaming directly from the PlayStation 4. So it's a little bit awkward. Anyway, this is our protagonist of the game, Ryo Hazuki. He is a high school student, 18 years old, and he ran on his way home. I'm gonna guess that he heard a commotion going on. That's kind of... Or he got word of what's happening here. It's gonna be really weird to hear the Japanese because it get... Oh my gosh, the voice acting is actually pretty good. Nothing against Corey Marshall and like the English cast of the original game, but my goodness. My father? But yeah, do be prepared for a bit of a lengthy opener. I probably will talk through this, I apologize. I will say one thing I do like about the original Dreamcast version of Shenmue, and Shenmue 2 by extension, as well as the Xbox version of Shenmue 2, is the text font. It's a little, like, typical, kind of generic here, I'm not gonna lie, but in the original, it had, like, this sort of papyrus-like look to it, which I understand might sound a little weird, but it's one of those, you kind of see it, you think it fits Shenmue. emotion in that grunt. No, I'm kidding. Again, I'm not like completely knocking the original dub actors. The original dub actors did a good job on this game, for what it was, for the time, and it's just one of those things of you kind of look back on it and you're like, oh gosh. But anyway, I do like how the Shenmue movie, which was a recut version of this game's cutscene, so don't go expecting a cinematic thing, kind of like told things a little bit. Anyway, this is our main antagonist, Lan Di. One of my favorite villains of all time. I won't lie though, I kind of do like Lan Di's English voice better. I understand like it might have been a bit over the top, but I really liked that. Like, and if you go over to the channel Mojo Kor, which is my voice acting channel, you can hear me do a dub over of this scene. I don't know if it was great or not. I mean, I probably could have done a little bit better on the audio mixing. I also didn't edit this scene because this scene was a little awkward to edit around. I won't lie to you. But, I did a dub over of Lan Di here. But yeah, I liked Lan Di's original voice a lot. It was very cold, very calculated. This voice is good, I will say. And again, the thing about Lan Di is, as a quick note to those who are like kind of expecting Lan Di to be a prominent figure in this game, Lan Di only shows up proper in this cutscene. Like, you see him like in the game later in other cutscenes, not to spoil too much, but he's not like, he's the big bad of Shenmue overall, but specifically for Shenmue 1, he's only really a threat in this. Also, he's totally he's totally force grabbing him. But anyway. But you just sort of feel his presence is the thing, and I thought that the first game did a good job of showing that. But we'll talk about that later. I'm not going to spoil the entire game. Totally not going to spoil all of the stuff that happens. Sorry, I just get really excited about this game. This kind of will maybe assume that you may or may not have seen Shenmue, but at the same time, if you haven't, you haven't, and I'm going to try my best to not spoil things. Do you remember Su Ming Zhao? Or Shou Sun Ming. I'm going by the English dub for that. Hadouken! That might have been the same grunt they used in English, or maybe the vice versa. The English dub's version of that voice, and I apologize, I'm going to be making a lot of comparisons, just I've never heard the English dub of Shenmue 1. 2 I've heard, but like, they're not all the way through, granted, but I haven't really heard anything with this game. And that guy in English is like, Nani-sama. Like, I don't know, what kind of a voice I describe that as, but it is a voice, I will tell you that. Pop up in my chair here. Sorry if you hear that, I'm kind of in a really awkward chair. It's not a gamer chair, it's kind of a conference room chair, if anything. A little uncomfortable. I think that audio got cut off there. I should love close to you. It's really weird playing this game in Japanese, especially when you've played the game 1 and 2 all the way from front to back in English. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot. And it's even weirder as a Yakuza fan. Like, those games don't have dubs, period, after the first game. If 7's getting a dub, Like a Dragon's getting a dub. That's interesting, because, you know. And there goes our guy, Postal Dude. right. Also, this game's soundtrack is phenomenal. Like, my gosh, this game's soundtrack is so good.
旦那様への手紙。
The, Shenmue the movie cut, or I'll call it the movie cut, because, again, that's basically a retelling of the events of Shenmue 1 with recut cinematics from this game, and gameplay footage too, oddly enough, that was packaged with the Xbox version of Shenmue 2, because, you know, I imagine a lot of people who picked up Shenmue 2 on the Xbox may or may not have had a Dreamcast, so I think it was a good incentive to get people caught up on the story. It kind of, this scene where Ryo is having a nightmare about what happened that day is actually a little different in the that movie, in the sense that it actually happens later, as well as in the beginning of the movie we actually are introduced to Ryo in a slightly different circumstance, which we may or may not get. The events in this game are, I don't know if there's like a randomness to them, but sometimes you may or may not get certain events. We'll see. Mirror with dragon design stolen. Landi murdered dad. I don't know if it's Landy or Landi, so I'll probably go back and forth. I apologize. Murdered dad wore dragon robe, rare fight style tattoo on his arm. In Mangshung, dad killed a man named Xiao Sun Ming or Xiao Sun Ming. What happened at the day in the dojo? Good question, Ryo. We're gonna go ahead next to the room. I am going to be heading back into the room though, because I immediately forgot that there was an item I can pick up.
まだ起きては。
平気だよ。イネさんこそ大丈夫なのか。
はい。何かしていないとかえって気がめいて。
そうか。でも無理はダメだよ。
My apologies if you hear any mouth clicking, by the way.
そうそう。
I have some notifications.
今日の分です。
Alright.
明日からは下駄箱の上に置いておきますので。
そういえば、福さんは
Applying to somebody on Discord. Zach, if you happen to be watching the stream, know that you're loved. I don't think he is, but hey, you never know. I gotta shout out my friends. I gotta stand them. Follow, I think he's Strawberry House on Instagram. I know he has a bigger Instagram presence. Point is, we gotta go talk to Fukusan. Or Fukuhara. But before anything else, just come in here, because eventually Fuku just... it gets to the point in the game. Don't do what I did my first playthrough, and, come in here and get this first thing. It's right here. Just grab it. It's a move. You get Shadow Reaper. I didn't do this my first playthrough, and I didn't realize this was here, until, like, way late into the game, after the point where you really can't get it. At least I don't think you can, because... basically you get to there's a point where you're not really allowed it back into the house until nighttime, and that's a bit of an issue, because you can't really get that item, so just go ahead and get that then and there. Speaking of items we should probably only get now, you could probably get this late in the game too. I'm just getting it right now. No, we are not going to save. Famous last words of a video gamer. Alright, we want to open this, and we want to pick up a Sega-themed tape recorder. Cassette player, not tape recorder. Can you tell that I wasn't born until, like, the, late 90s? And Shenmue, whatever. I've heard people pronounce it Shenmue. I don't know if it's like... I pronounce it Shenmue. We're gonna grab this as well. I said we're gonna grab this as well. I'm holding R2. I probably shouldn't. And we have a photo here. And look at that on the back. It's It says Sega film. Photo of friends. I'm gonna pick that up. Note that it says Master System. This is set like right as the Master System, I believe, was released. So, which makes this next thing I'm gonna find pretty freaking funny. I'm not gonna lie. All right. And Shenfa. Yeah, this one, that's one that the dub changes a little bit, but I think that's actually how it's pronounced with like the Chinese pronunciation. Fun weird thing about the Dreamcast version, that tape was actually a different name, which leads me to believe that Shenfa had a different, which I believe Shenfa had a different name, and I think that's why that tape had a different name. But it was a Shahua in the original, or Shafa, I think, in the original, but they changed it here. Let me open the door. You know, I could probably just press the X button. That would also probably help. Okay, we're gonna turn left here. We're gonna look at the TV here, and this is why the time frame of this game makes no doggone sense. Why does he have a Sega Saturn? Why? The Saturn wasn't released until like mid '90s. I mean, if anything, it's a nod to like the fact that Shenmue was originally going to be a Sega Saturn game and a Virtua Fighter thing. I almost want to say that with like that slight Scottish accent that I always... Personally, I have like... It's weird. I've never set foot in Scotland, but I have this weird tendency to turn into like Scottish pronunciations of stuff. It's kind of weird. Like I'll say fighter sometimes instead of fighter, and I'll say like... I actually don't know. No, I think rum is like... Yeah, whatever, I'm not gonna think too hard on this. But yeah, just know that if you ever hear me go into a Scottish accent, blame Scottish Duck and the fact that I watched his Let's Plays a lot when I was younger. He was the guy who introduced me to this game, so... I both blame and respect the man, so... Alright, I think that's everything. At least from there. Well, we'll look around a bit. Shenmue is a game that you gotta... That, you know... is a bit on a slight time limit, but the time limit is very, 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 very generous. Don't worry too much about being too... We're gonna watch this flashback. But yeah, don't worry too much about being, Ryo, お前がまだ眠ってる時間から農家の人は働いている。人参の収穫も一本一本丹念にな。それをお前は粗末にできるのか? I really like Iwao. Like, for a character that you only really see at the very beginning of the game, and you don't really see a lot of him before his death, you kind of like feel the impact in a weird sense. Because like you get these little flashback scenes with him, and then it's like, okay, you see what kind of a guy he was. I didn't get that achievement, by the way. I didn't get that flashback my first playthrough, so yeah. All right, so that's got to continue the melodrama somehow. Who picks up a tea kettle like this? Ooh, sorry, I'm having too much fun. All right, we're gonna open this right here. Nothing in there. I know that there's only like a few other flashbacks. I'm just trying to make sure I find everything. But yeah, Shenmue's like, you know, there's a bit of a time limit, but the time limit is just a cockroach. Ryo, kill it, because you know what they say. My mother always stated, if you have one, you have like 100. Not to scare anybody who has roaches, who dislikes roaches. I don't like roaches. Roaches kind of scare me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. When I see one, I'm freaking out. I think I freak out worse when I see a roach than when I do a spider, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm terribly arachnophobic. Well, I don't know, like, my arachnophobia is like a bit selective. Because sometimes I'll freak out. I think it just depends on the size of the spider. And here's the toilet. Yeah, it's there. I don't know why. But hey, you gotta make your very first open world game open world. Alright, and this is a Buddhist shrine. Ding!
親父、奴らは俺が。
Alright, now we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna pick this up, and we're gonna look at it. And we're gonna just gently set it back down. Alright. Oh, hi, Ine. We're gonna go this way. I'm also a little used to Shenmue 2's control scheme slightly, because in that game you just press square and then you would open doors, but now you have to press X, so... It's a slightly different control scheme, not that big of a deal. Alright, we're gonna read this letter here from Ryo's father. Oh, another thing that I should mention as well about Iwa Hazuki. His voice actor is the actor that played Sekata Sanshiro in Japanese, I believe. Dude has an amazing baritone. That, or you know, he wrote it like right as Landy pulled up, like, oh shit, I gotta fill this out fast. That would be kind of funny. Just imagining him write that. Let's remember that key for later. Unless we can pick it up now. Please take it to me. We can take it now. Sweet, we got the mysterious key this early. This is not until like disc 2. This is not an item till this is not until a disc 2 item, which, for the record, that's a Dreamcast thing. That is not a PS4 thing. That is a Dreamcast thing. Okay, we're gonna turn around here. We're gonna open up this. Open up the window. Not the window, duh. This here, just gonna look around. Yeah, there's just a lot of items you can just interact with, and like, sure, like it. Why are you able to interact with this many items? But there's some kind of like novelty or blah, blah, to like being able to interact with this many things. That's kind of what Yu Suzuki really wanted to do with this game. All right, but let's go talk to. I think we've explored as much of the Hazuki residence as we need to. So yeah, and we can run. I just kind of didn't. Oh crap! Hold on. It's like a slight bit of tank controls with this game, so it's a little weird to control, but you know. Oh, let's check here, actually. Oh, yeah, you have a telephone book. Ryo, I didn't want to set that down. I wanted to... Ryo! Ryo! Yep, definitely a telephone book. Okay, we're going to go outside now. But yeah, Hazuki residence, 11:54 a.m. Do you know where your child is? I don't know. It's sounding like a freaking public service ad. No, if it was December 3rd, I would, at this time, I would hope my child's in school. I would be terrified if I found out my kid was anywhere but school. Granted, it'd probably be the end of the term, but I'd be like, dude, go to class. So there's a thing here that it makes a little bit of a dunk sound effect. I can't remember where they don't. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Little fish there. All right, we got another flashback over here. If we look under the tree here, under the cherry tree. Do we gotta look at it? How is it that we look at it? Or do we just go to the base? Let me run to the base of it, maybe. Ryo. Or is it after we talk to Fukuhara? Excuse me. Whew. Wow, Claritin really helps. There's not a corporate shill, but Claritin. Oh my goodness. The Claritin I just took some because I was having some allergies because I woke up from a nap, and my goodness, that stuff helps. Alright. I probably won't stream for like longer than like 2 more hours maybe, because I actually have a campaign of a tabletop campaign to run, that being Monster of the Week, which, by the way, if you haven't played Monster of the Week and you're a fan of tabletop games, play it. It's a very, very good system. I would even say it's like a good entry like game to DM if you're interested in DMing. Like, I've never DM'd anything but Monster of the Week, and granted, this is the one I'm running right now as my first campaign, and I think I'm doing an okay job. I'm homebrewing a lot of stuff, but I'm doing an okay job. My players are having fun, I think. Fugara's voice is a little lighter in the Japanese, or English.
まさかあいつらを探しにやめてください先生を倒したほどの者たちですよ
I will say, if you're playing Shenmue for the first time and you're gonna expect Ryo to not have a thing for revenge in this game, at the end of it, don't, because it's not really until... Actually, I would argue we haven't even really seen that in Shenmue 3, but, you know, this is supposed to be a long-running epic, so, yeah. By the way, excuse me if you heard me burp, I apologize. Okay, no, you gotta walk up to the tree. How silly of me. Again, I love this game's soundtrack. Like, I don't often like to compare Yakuza and Shenmue because, like, as much as I do love both games, they're not really the same. But honestly, like, Shenmue will forever have, like, cutscene music over and cinematic music over Yakuza. Battle music, I do like Yakuza a little bit better, but maybe not, I don't even know if I'd say that, because I like Shenmue's higher paced tracks a lot. Upper paced tracks as well, or higher tempo tracks as well, excuse me. Good. Again, like, for as little as you see him, you really do feel Iwao in his presence. That was the flashback I got. And we're gonna go up here, do the little bow, and we're gonna go look over this direction, and we're gonna go look at this. This flashback, I believe you do lose access to. Actually, I think you lose access to a lot of the flashbacks if you go to disc 2 or, like, later in the game. This is a message that actually really resonates with me, so I'm actually gonna shut up for this one.
それは友達は友達だよ。
それでいい。親が親であるように、友もまた友以外の何者でもない。だがなレオ、いずれ親は子供より先に死ぬ。それは自然の摂理だ。親なき後、頼れるのは友だ。友達を大切にしろ。そして信頼できる友、友と呼べ。いいな。
I love that scene a lot. And just to kind of be real for a minute, y'all, like Iwao says, treasure your friends, because, like, you know, you're not always going to have your parents around, and, you know, obviously treasure your parents while you have them, but, like, you know, whenever you like... It's a coin slot, but not, but, like, whenever you get older and you, like, your parents pass, just remember to always treasure your friends, because they're going to be there for you. They always got your back. I wonder, can we actually... I think this is where you use the mysterious key. Can I actually open this early? Huh. Normally the game doesn't really doesn't really expect you to do this till later. That'd be kind of funny if you could sequence break the entire game this way.
刀は
This sword has... It's got no doggone handguard. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, you're not supposed to do this stuff this early. I'm just kind of curious.
なぜこんなところに
Again,
一体
it's a coin
何の
slot.
穴なんだ よし
Alright. And we're not gonna see the fruits of that until later. It's not until, like... We won't actually see the fruits of this till, like, later. But I am
これは
curious, though.
なんだ
Because we need a certain item here, and I kind of remember when we get that item. Yeah, but yeah. Alright, now, enough of serious talk. Let's, go back out to our lovely little world and do our lovely little world things and our lovely little video game about a boy seeking revenge on his father's murderer. Speaking of, as of this video, the Shenmue anime actually was announced, and I am very excited for that. So, it's being produced by both Crunchyroll and Adult Swim, which I find interesting. I think Crunchyroll is having a hand in it. I know they announced it at their expo. All right, so I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna go talk to Megumi, I think is her name.
お兄ちゃん。
めぐみちゃんか
Yeah, Megumi.
猫がいるのか
お兄ちゃん、めぐみのママに内緒にしてくれる？
ああ
This kid's voice in the English dub is kind of funny. You promise not to tell my mommy? Like, it's like your typical, like,
めぐみちゃんの猫かい
early 2000s child voice. It's kind of funny.
この猫ちゃんはね、一人ぼっちなの。
一人ぼっち
All alone.
この間ね、ハメの時にね、ママ猫が車にひかれちゃったの。めぐみのお姉ちゃんが見てたの。大きい黒い車だったんだって。
黒い車
すごく怖かったって言ってたよ。めぐみ、お姉ちゃんとね、ママ猫のお墓作ったの。代わりにめぐみ
See, Landy killing Rio's father is a big deal, but the fact that he killed a cat, now that's just going too
め
far.
ぐみのママがね、お家で飼っちゃダメだって言うの。
I say this as a cat person, by the way.
それでここで飼ってるのかい
Well, okay. Cat and small dog person. I can't do big dogs. I get, like, a little nervous around big dogs. Not because of, like, any previous experience. I'm just, like...
かやちゃんも
I always get, like, a little nervous. I think I'm just...
そうか
Yeah, I always just feel, like, a little bit off-put a little bit. Off-put, a little bit off-put.
猫ち
Or
ゃん
however I said it.
元気ない
Yes, I'm
の
the head of the Department of Redundancy Department.
お
How may I
腹
help you?
空いてんのかな
Ah, boy. Here I go laughing over this overdramatic, not overdramatic, but this melodramatic, kung fu game. Or not kung fu, jujitsu. That's what Ryo practices, is jujitsu. Bless you. That was actually my cat sneezing. I think it was Henrik. Feed it the dried fish. Like, honestly, all you gotta do there is literally think, okay, what do cats like to eat?
こうやって食べ
And
やすくしたい
apparently, if you feed it the fried tofu, it will, she will not, tell you
まだ子猫なのに
the next little bit of info, which I imagine you could still get the info if you know, but it's just kind of a nice little thing to
おじいちゃん
help.
も惹かれそうになったんだって。
山岸
Like,
さ
I
ん
think
が
this is here to tell you, like, hey, maybe talk to people and, like,
びっくりして転んじゃったんだって。
help them out and they'll help you, kind of thing.
お尻が痛くてずっとお家にいるんだよ。めぐみ、
Now he says he's home all day.
お母さんが行く時ね、
You mean,
いつも
like,
おじいちゃんとこ寄るんだ。
when I go to the candy shop, I always stop by to visit him. You say that like this has been,
そう
like,
か
a month.
近くだからな
And he's had been dealing with this back injury for a month, but it's just been 4 days.
はーい。
Yeah, I remember back when the Game Grumps did a playthrough of it. I don't really watch them anymore, but like I remember back when they played this game. This is back when JonTron was a part of the channel. he made a or one of them made a comment about how this feels like a year later, 1 year later thing rather than a 4 days later thing, which I both agree with and don't agree with, because I think that like maybe if it were a week, it would kind of be a little more believable. But again, it's just a minor discrepancy. It's not that big of a deal. You're not beating this game in a week's time anyway. It's like, I think the earliest you can beat this game by is December 17th, which is like 14 days, so it's like 2 weeks. So I don't know. I don't think it's that unbelievable to, or that unbelievable to like Hashifa. Oh, let's do the smart thing and call the police. Actually, I don't know if I think that is an achievement I am missing. 110. One moment.
Yeah, 親父の仇はこの手で取ってやる。
Sorry about that. Had to mute my mic real quick. Anyway, yeah, I didn't get that trophy in my first playthrough, so let's paste this way.
ちょっとすいません。
はい。
この表札はなんて?
There's also like a lot more spatial logic in the voice acting I've noticed in Japanese, because like
田島さんですね。
like Ryo kind of sounds like he's almost talking in a not a whisper, but like at a normal room volume always in English. Whereas here it sounds like whenever that woman was like, "Excuse me," it sounded like he was actually talking to someone who was slightly further from him.
わかりました。
Because like in the original, it's more like, "Don't worry, don't worry, I'll look for it." One normally you probably sound like, "Don't worry, I'll look for it." Like it's just a minor thing, and I'm probably overthinking it. Coke Zero. Not an ad. Hashtag not an ad. One moment. Alright. Do yourself a favor, folks. Remember this doorbell for later. Just remember the doorbell specifically. Alright, so I was checking something. Alright, we're gonna go, find the house that lady was looking for. I believe it was right here. Nomura, no. She's probably busy there plotting the next Kingdom Hearts game. Well, this is the 80s, but still. Yamamoto. Guess I'll go get that lady. You could just leave her in the park, Rio. No, I'm kidding. That's mean. Don't leave old ladies in the park like that. Doggone it, Rio. Doggone it, Rio. Alright.
Oba-san, 見つかりましたよ。
Oba-san.
そうですか。ありがとうございます。
Yeah, I love Rio as a character. Like, he can be a bit of a dick sometimes, but like, I feel like it's a more, I don't want to say understandable reason, but like the dude lost his dad and he's kind of going through a lot. One moment. Sorry about that. But like he'd be a bit of a dick sometimes, but you know, the dude did lose his dad, but granted, that's not always a justification. But like, it feels kind of like believable, like he's just kind of been through a lot lately. And of course, I am excited for his like character development later. Alright, we gotta do the thing that every Shenmue fan does at least once in their lives. Play some gacha. Except this one may be slightly less infuriating than most gacha. I say slightly. And we have here Akira, who was originally the protagonist of Shenmue, funnily enough. Because this was supposed to be like a virtual fighter RPG. That's weird. It's weird because like they kind of consider Shenmue a bit of an RPG, but it's really not. To me, an RPG is based on stats and things like that, you know? Oh, this is, what's his name? Jackie. Okay. I'm not really familiar with Virtual Fighter at all.
もう少し遊ぶか。
Maybe I should get another. Let's just go ahead and spend our freaking allowance on gacha and just make Inai super mad at us. There's no alternative way to earn money in this game like there is in 2. You just gotta basically wait for your allowance. You do get a paycheck, though, for
こいつは
your troubles in Shenmue, in this game, so... But that's later. It's not right now. Jeffrey, too. I never saw Jeffrey spelled like that.
もう少し遊ぶか。
Unless that was like a character unless it's character limitations. Let's buy 2 more. Also, I don't know if there's a Knights one. This is mostly Virtual Fighter characters. And I'll buy like 3 from that. Ah, no, it's a D20. No, I'm kidding. That's what it reminds me of. I'm pretty sure that, like, it has less sides than a D20. Maybe, I think, it actually might be a D12 more that I think about it. Ooh, another character we don't have. This is...
こいつは
Ooh, I like this guy. Wolf, ooh.
もう少し遊ぶか。
I'll buy like 3 from the
や
Sonic
っぱ
one.
りやめよ
If I get a Knights one, I'm gonna be happy because I love Knights. Knights is like one of my favorite character designs of all time.
う。1回100円か。ちょっとやっていくか。
But yeah, this is just kind of how we pass time in this game. Which, for better or for worse, in Shenmue 1, I will say, because like there are times where you can feel like you're waiting for minutes on end. Shenmue 2 does speed this up and make it a more accessible, makes it a more accessible game. Hey, it's Eggman.
やった。
The Sonic ones have a little more personal meaning to me, but I do think that it is neat that Virtual Fighter is in here. It is getting fairly late, and I've barely progressed in the story, but hey, that's kind of how Shenmue's to be played. Gotta play it a little slowly. Ooh, is that Bean? Bean? You mean the Dynamite? That's Bean.
俺は
Cool. He has since been forgotten and has shown up once in Sonic Mania, granted, but he has since been forgotten. No, I'm kidding. He's since been forgotten, like Shenmue was for like 20 freaking years. Ugh. I know I only recently played Shenmue 1 and 2 recently. Hey, it's a D6. No, I'm kidding. It's a traditional 6-sided die. Quick, let's get another one and do a charm
もう
roll.
少し遊ぶか。
Or, sorry, Monster of the Week joke. Totally play that game, by the way. It's such a good system. Oh, it's another bean.
またか。
This again. Yeah, that's pretty much how gacha works, Adil.
もう少し遊ぶか。
Almost looks like Silver is in one of those, but I know it's not Silver. It's just, it looks like Silver is in one of those. Also, this is before Sonic was... Actually, was it? No, yeah, it was. And we have a...
お
We have a red sphere. Which you could argue is a Sonic reference because of, you know, Blue Sphere. You know?
もう少し
Just
遊ぶ
don't
か。
touch it, Rio, or you'll be booted out of the special stage.
やめとくか。
I'll pass. Alright, well, we will indeed pass. What we're going to do now is we are going to go over this direction. Oh, wait, shit. We forgot to talk to Yagamishi. Yamagishi. Let's go talk to him first before anything else, before I forget. Because I don't know if he goes to bed.
山岸さん。
も
You can't skip the dialogue in this game, by the way, but I'll let the dialogue play.
うかなり良くなったが、なぜそれを？
車にはねられそうになったって近所で聞きました。
めぐみちゃんかすみやさんだな。しかしとんでもないやつじゃった。
Plot twist: the driver was BD Joe from Crazy Taxi.
その時のことを聞かせてください。
I think the dialogue can advance automatically. Or I could be wrong. I don't know.
黒い車が走ってきてな。
Sakuragaoka Park.
ドブ板の方へ
Went
走って
towards Dobuita.
黒い車。ナンバーとかは。
何しろあの雪じゃったからな。深くにも転んでしまってそれどころではなかった。
そうですか。
Alright, so now we gotta go to Dobuita. Yeah. I'm kind of checking on the time to make sure I'm making good time here, making good time and having a little bit of fun and playing video games and playing one of my favorites. I'm really happy to be playing Shenmue again. Like, I really do. I love this game so much. Can I actually enter here? They're closed.
閉まってるな。
Alright. Now we're gonna go talk to Tom, actually. One of Shenmue 1's best NPCs. It's our dancing boy Tom over here.
トム。
はい、リョウ。聞いたよ。リョウのファーザーのこと。トムのスペシャルドッグ食べて元気出すね。
ありがとう。今度もらうよ。それよりもあの日。
You can tell that it's very much, they're distinctly putting on like a slightly American sounding accent, because Tom is American. But in the English dub, they kind of make him sound slightly Jamaican, which is kind of interesting.
教えてくれ。
オッケー。オッケーね。
トム。
Hey, リョウ。元気出すね。トムの手作りピクルスで悲しいことバイバイね。
ああ、また来る。
Can we not talk to him again? Let's go talk to that guy. Is this travel agency open? Yes, it is. They are not closed until 20 hours, which is 9 o'clock, I believe.
すいません。
はい。
聞きたいことが。
なんでしょう。
雪から雨に変わった日。
ああ、おかしな天気の日ですね。
ええ。あの日、黒い車を見ませんでしたか。
さあ、存じませんが。
そうですか。
ご旅行でしたら、中国ゆったり周遊ツ大変パンフレット。
いえ。
We'll keep that in mind for later in the game. Mayhaps. I can't say for certainty, but we may. Let's go talk to Tom again.
トム。
はい、リョウ。聞いたよ。リョウ、トムの。
ありがとう。それよりも何か。そうか。
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Tom.
Hey, Tom, no.
I know what's going on here. I know what we gotta do. We actually gotta go talk to Nozomi, who serves as Ryo's primary love interest for this game anyway. I have like 30,000. Ryo gets a lot of love interest in this game. Or in these games. There's Nozomi here, there's Joy in 2. There's I don't know if I count Zhu Ying as a love interest. I count her more as a mentor. And I definitely don't count Fang Mei because there is such an age difference there, and no. She clearly has a crush on him, but no, that's like there's a difference between a character having a crush on someone and a character serving as a love interest. That is a character having a crush on someone. There's Nozomi.
Harasaki.
Oh yeah, they call each other by their last names here. Hanazaki. I didn't know that was her last name, actually.
Oh. あの日、黒い車を見なかったか。
I think Grudale is one of the reasons I love leather jackets, honestly. They're just really cool.
それらしい車に泥を跳ねられたわ。
本当か？
ええ。
乗ってたやつを見たか？
そこまでは。でもトムさんが黒い車
But I heard a rumor.
言い合いになったって噂を聞いたわ。
トムってホットドッグ。
Tom's a badass and y'all don't know it yet.
車がどうかしたの？
If only because like dude had a straight up argument with the people in the car, meaning he probably got to meaning he probably had an argument with Landy.
それじゃ。
Not like your father died 4 days ago or anything, but no, like jokes aside, it's her trying to be a good friend. No, I really do like Nozomi a lot. But no, okay, there's also Izumi who, Izumi's around Ryo's age, but that's also a case of a character having a crush on someone and not so much her serving as a love interest, even though I kind of do ship Ryo and Izumi just because I don't know, I just think they're kind of cute together. And Shenfa is also kind of a character that is kind of framed as a love interest. You don't really see that in Shenmue 2, but I think you do in 3. I haven't really beaten 3. I need to. Tomo.
Hey, Ryo!
黒服の奴らのことを教えてくれ。What?
What?
花咲に聞いたんだ。あの日、黒い車と揉めたって。
No.
I wonder if that's like whenever I
親父
wonder
を
if that
殺した連
sounds
中か
weird
もしれ
to
ないんだ。
Japanese folks like it does to like to us whenever people say nani.
どんなことでもいい
The people here mostly do that for the
話す
meme.
よ。
You press X again.
乗っていたのはどんなやつだった？
見かけない服の男、座ってたね。
どんな服だ？
Mark my words,
Deep
Tom could
green.
fight Landy.
ベルベットタイプで、チャイニーズが着るような服よ。
乱帝だ。何があったんだ？
お客さん、ぶつかりそうになって文句言ったね。でも、すごい目で睨まれて、あんなクール
Again,
な
Tom just
先
stood
は
up to
初めて
Landy
よ。
there.
奴
Hello,
らのこと
Tom.
で
He's one of my favorite characters in the series. I love him.
No. チャイニーズのことはチャイニーズに聞くね。
中国人に知り合いはいないか？
Sorry, nothing. But そこの旅行会社だったら Chinese の
I do kind of like
客
hearing the
来るね。
like interjected English in it here and there. It feels really like
またここに来
believable.
るね。
ああ、
And we will go talk to we'll go talk to this gentleman. Excuse me, sir. Do you have Prince Albert? Sorry.
すいません。
はい。
We'll skip through
こ
some
の
of this.
辺りで場所、
薬局のそばの中華料理屋さんに行か
Restaurant
れてみ
near
て
the
は
drugstore.
味市ですか？
はい従業員
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, I'm gonna skip through that. And we're almost about to be at like one of the biggest memes in Shenmue as a whole. Cause goodness, we're about to be at like that scene. Or not that scene, but you know. As for whether or not we'll beat Disc 1 today, I don't know. Disc 1's not super long, honestly. Actually, no, there's a few more events that I'm thinking of. We need to go to Ajiji, which may or may not be open now. We just flashed tonight. It may not be open anymore. Also, I like this track. It doesn't play nearly long enough for like the really good parts. Let me go. Let's go look for Ajiji. It's from 10 to okay.
東おじさん、
はいよ。
この辺りでおじさんたちの他に中国人って？
中国人がどうしてあるか？
ああ、いえ、ちょっと。
もしかしてお父さんの事件に関係が？
はい。
あ、いや、中国人みんな悪い人間と違うあるよ。
分かってます。
I love Rio. He's just like, dude, I get that. I know. I just know that the guy was Chinese.
教えてください。
Rio's a good
この
lad.
辺りの中国人って言っても昔と比べて随分増えてある。新しく来た人たち、私たちわからない。
そうですか。
あんた山東の人たち教えるよろし。
ああ、山東。
三頭？三頭って
三つの刀と書いて三頭言うある。三つの商売意味するよ。
床屋さん、
The barber, the
仕立て屋
tailor,
さん
and the cook.
料理人
No Oxford
み
comma.
んな
because they wanted to piss me off 20 years later.
床屋さんはカミソリ、仕立て屋さんはハ
By the
サ
way,
ミ
happy birthday, Shenmue 2. It turned like 19 the other day.
包丁ね。
ああ、そうか。
日本に来て商売する中国人、だいたい3頭ある。元でかからない、すぐ商売できる。それにみんな仲間、いろいろ知ってる。中国人探すなら3頭に聞くよろしい。
この辺りにいる三頭の人たちって？
床屋さんなら前田さん、仕立て屋さんなら今はワッペン作ってる
糸井さん、
糸井さん、料理人なら満腹家に聞くよろしい。
I always found that a little weird because they're cooks, but I think that they also, but I also think that they don't really, they're not really involved with Three Blades.
お父さんのリュウさん入院しててお家大変ある。最近店開けてないよ。
Has
じ
it
ゃあ
now?
前田さんと糸井さんと満腹券ですね。はい、わかりました。ありがとうございました。
Dialogue in this seems a lot slower than I remember it being. Alright, so we gotta go visit Maeda-san. And, whatnot. Alright, dude. There we go. Actually, that might be one of the dudes we needed to meet. Whatever. Oh, it's Megumi. Didn't know she was in this area of Dobuita. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Now, who the heck am I looking for? Oh, yeah, there is one character I'm looking for, but I have no idea if he is here. Excuse me. Let's go over this way. We have a drunkard here. Alright. Snack Linda. It's moments like this where I miss having a map in Shenmue 2. I know it's such a small area, but I get lost easy. Because I am a doofus sometimes. Oh, yeah. Right. I think it's over here. Where I'm looking to go. Okay. And some people are closing their shops. Oh, shoot, the guy's not over here. Okay, I think that might be a daytime thing, which makes sense. Soba noodles. Let's check this place out.
Konnichiwa.
やあ、りょうちゃん、いらっしゃい。
すいません。やっぱりいいです。
なんだい、どうした？
また来ます。
Can't answer here. But yeah, you can go into all these stores. Not a lot of there's not a lot to do within some of these stores, but it's just kind of a neat little thing. And I'm a sucker for details in video games. Like I'm a sucker for games that just focus on. I would rather a game focus on a smaller area but with greater detail than a game have a larger area and no detail at all. And again, that's not to say and I recognize that kind of sounds like I'm talking about games like, Grand Theft Auto or something like that. And, those games, they have their enjoyment elsewhere, and that's perfectly fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a good sandbox game. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy myself a sandbox game from time to time as well. But there's just something really nice about having a more personal area, that's incredibly down to earth and believable. And just, because I really do relate a lot to to Yokosuka in this game. Like, it's a very personable area to me personally. All right, but it is getting rather late, so we're gonna go back home before Ine-san gets worried. Because that is a thing that can happen. Well, eventually Ryo will basically have to head home. And we don't want to make Ine mad. But we'll go check out the kitten at least before we go back. Pet.
寒くないか？元気そうだな。俺のことも覚えてくれたみたいだな。
No. Real very good lad.
おい、元気か？かわいいやつだな。
Real's such a soft spot for cats. It's kind of precious. I'm gonna kick my feet down here, move my legs a little bit because my foot just fell asleep. Ladies and gentlemen, riveting commentary from Mojo Kor. My foot just fell asleep. This is why you subscribe to this channel. Very inconsistent uploads, and combined with the fact that yeah. Combined with a few different things. I think eventually ENA does make a comment, or if you're a little too late, ENA might make a comment like, oh, you know, you alright, or something like that. Or don't go home, be home too late, because, you know, she worries a little bit. I keep thinking ENA is older than she is. I think she's about the same age as Hidio's father, so... yeah, here's my cleared game files. Probably could have loaded that up. But yeah, I beat it on Christmas Day. It's something poetic about that, is beating the game on Christmas Day, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna save in file 4 here. Not that I'm done streaming. I'm still good to stream for a little while, just, you know. Shit, I probably should have chose training just so I could work on those. But we'll do that for the next in-game day. Because, you know, I do want to start working on this game's combat system. Because this game's combat system is in-depth for a thing you don't use that often. But I quite dig it. It's kind of like guns, and it's like shooting in L.A. Noire. You don't really do that super often in that game. I said super often. You do it occasionally. Okay. I think this fast travel feature was introduced for this HD remaster. We're gonna go to Dobuita. Be prepared to see me hit that button a lot. Because I am not having us walk all the way through things. Alrighty. What we're gonna do now is... This place is closed until 10 o'clock. So we need Maeda-san, we need Mary's Patches and Embroidery. Let's go look for Mary's Patches and Embroidery. Because why not? Why not? Let's go look there. Let me look. Okay, that's a fortune telling. That is a fortune-telling place. This is a china shop. Let me... I think Mary's Patches and Embroidery actually has a very distinct thing going on. Seafood? No. What we're looking for. I think that one's Mary's Patches and Embroidery is written in English. Actually, this might be it. Yeah, that's it. But it's not open until a little bit later, so we'll just have to wait. Also, the arcade is here, but it's not open yet, and that makes me sad. So we're just gonna blow a little bit of time here. Ooh, let's get this night's one. There's a little bit of Phantasy Star here too, which is pretty neat. I've played Phantasy Star 1 for all of a few minutes. No, I'm kidding. I played, like, up to getting, what's his name? Or, what's her name? I don't know. It's a little cat. Oh, Rystar! A character that isn't out yet, deal. I do love the little Sega references, though. Something I kind of wish Yakuza had a little more of, but that's just me. In terms of the, like, plushes and stuff. But, I mean, they do have them, but I don't know. Just, there's something kind of novel about picking up these figures. Ooh, Chow. Or no. Yeah, no, it's a Chow and a Nitopian. Kind of weird how they call them Pian instead of Nitopian. Cha-ching. What's, what is... Oh, that's a Phantasy Star. I think it's from Phantasy Star Online, which I do have Phantasy Star Online. I have played that as well. I have 2 as well on my Steam, but I haven't really played it because I couldn't get my controller to work. And again, these hands have only known controllers. These hands do not know keyboard and mouse. Which is why I have the PS2 version of Deus Ex. No, I'm kidding. I have the Steam version as well, and I can adapt. It's just... Puppars. I don't know if that's from... That looks like it's from Bonanza Brothers, but that's just me guessing. I know nothing about that game, by the way. I know nothing about... That and Toe Jam and Earl, I think the Sega franchises I know the least about. I don't even know what Toe Jam and Earl is supposed to be. Ooh. Try Z. I don't know if that's from Fantasy Zone. I also don't know what thing about Fantasy Zone, come to think of it. Give me my knights. Or is that... Oh, it's Mayu.
これは
Or Miyu. I think it's Miyu. Oh, it's Meow. Because it's a cat. Get it?
続けてみるか。
Game is the best. Well, okay, to be fair, that's Phantasy Star, not this game. Ooh, it's a...
やった。
It's Hornet. I was gonna say Hornet. I was kind of wanting to say Hornet, but I wasn't sure.
もう少し遊
I
ぶ
think it's
か。
from a Sega racing game that I don't know a lot about. I do want to get into old vintage Sega, like vintage Sega, like older Sega stuff. That'd be fun.
おう、これは
Oh, Alex Kidd. I played his game once, and that was
もう少し遊ぶか。
interesting. Not bad, just interesting. Oh, another meow.
またこれか。
Well, if nothing else, Rio, give it to
続けてみるか。
Nozomi. And we'll buy one more, sure. Alright. What is this? It's a coin.
へえ。
It's an X button. Because it needs to remind us that QTEs are going to
もう
happen in
少
this
し遊ぶ
game.
か。いや、やめとこ
This game popularized them, so you can hate it all you want for them. Alright, so now we're gonna go and, not train our moves yet. We're gonna actually go to, Cook. This is not the, that's the, Komine. Oh, we need to talk to the guy from Mary's Patch.
う。
Oh, this
いらっしゃい。
this dude's line is hilarious.
りょうちゃん、誰から聞いた？
父さんからです。
そっかそっ
Is
か。
it pronounced Tao in Japanese?
それで
I don't know.
三島関係の中国
I've
人を
always heard it
探
pronounced
し
as Tao, but that could
だ
also
った
be,
ら
yeah.
リュウさんに聞いてみなさい。
リュウさんですか。
そうそう、理髪店の。
わかりました。でも糸井さん、どうして三島？
昔中国人だったから。
That is one of the best and most infamous lines from this game, and I'm sure they mean like in terms of nationality, and it's a little weirdly like
そうだったんですか。
translated. If
ありが
it's
とう
like,
ございました。
I think what they mean is like years ago I was from China or I lived in China, but now I live in Japan. But it's a little weirdly worded, so it's like he's saying that he completely he's no longer Chinese at all, which I find kind of amusing. Alright, so we're gonna go talk to... who was it? Liu-san. We're gonna go do that now. Heck yeah. Let's do this. Where's he gonna go? Left, right, 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 left, right. Okay. It's kind of fun doing running in this game. Alright, let's open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. Liu Barber and Hair Salon. Alright.
リュウさん、
いらっしゃいませ。
いらっしゃいませ。
今日はどのように？
いえ、違うんです。中国人のことをお聞きしたくて。
あなたは？
葉月と言います。山の瀬の葉月武官の。
葉月さん。
ほら、あなた、新聞に出てた雪の日の。
ああ。
Yeah, Hazuki's...
いろいろ大変
Yeah,
だったよう
Hazuki,
です
like...
ね。
Iwao's death is kind of like highlighted as a big deal because this is such a small town.
父さんたち三島の方々は。
And again, that kind of like it hits home for me a little bit.
父さんの紹介だったんですか。
中国人といっても私は2世なので、あなたのご期待には。
あなた、みんなお父様のことをおっしゃってるんじゃない？
ああ、そうか。
その方は
80になる私の父です。戦前から横浜で商売していたので、確かに父なら。
風邪をこじらせて入院してて、昨日退院したところなんですよ。
いろいろあって店を休んでしまって。
もう 大丈夫なん
Yeah,
で
I
すか
think you have to talk to Tao-san before you go here because I tried doing like a faster.
動かしてるんじゃないかしら。
One moment, I'm
愛
getting a
媛
phone
公園
call.
ですか。
ぐるっとドブ板を一周散歩してお蕎麦屋に寄るのが日課で。
ありがとうございます。行って訪ねてみます。
Sorry about that. That was a friend of mine calling me. Apparently somebody is about to get to a certain part in Xenoblade, and I probably should jump over there here in a moment. We'll go talk to these people, and then we'll move back over there. We gotta talk to Liasan Senior. Walks in. Yeah, that's the old guy I was thinking of earlier. Okay, we're gonna go do that. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't get to reach my mic in time. Excuse me. Was a little bit rude of me. It's a little gross. I apologize, ladies and gents. Remind me to talk to that gang member later.
すいません。
Oh, I was trying to talk to him actually right now, but it's actually kind of funny whenever you talk to him after you're looking for one character, and then you immediately talk to him immediately after the fact. Again, I'm trying not to spoil too much, but again, it's actually really funny. All right.
リュウさんですか。
そうだが、君は？
葉月と言います。山瀬の葉月部官の。
From the Hazuki Dojo in Yamanose.
噂には聞いている。
My condolences.
お気の毒だったが、何か用かね。
蘭亭と名乗る中国人を探してるんです。
I think it's only this version that allows you to skip dialogue.
関東の方々がリュウさんなら何かご存知だろうと。
おお。君は三島を知っているのかね。
理髪師、調理師、仕立て師を指すと。
さよう。いつ何時視覚に狙われるやもしれない工程をカミソリ、包丁、ハサミを持ってお守りした誇り高い仕事師たちだ。
蘭亭のことですが、
その呼び名から察するに、おそらく中国の闇の組織のものだろう。あるいはチャイニーズマフィアか。
そんな奴らがこの横須賀に。
正規の入国手続きを踏まずとも港を拠点に活動を広げられるから。
I think we're almost near the end of disc 1, honestly.
必ず何か。
Like, I think at this point we're officially halfway through disc 1. Because disc 1 is not
探してみ
long.
ます。
Nor is disc 2 for that matter. Really, like, it's disc 3 that takes forever. But that's only because of the way the game is structured at that point. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna go to find some sailors, and it's time for the meme, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I sure am. Let's go ask some people for some sailors.
いや、いらっしゃい。
船員を探してるんですが。
船員
Rio's like, I don't know what's coming up. Fun fact, I really want to give a shout out to the Amazon page for Shenmue 1 and 2 HD.
いや、
Because of the fact that
見かけるだけなんだけどね。
I want to give a major shout out to
船員って
Shenmue 1 and 2 HD
体が多いから
Amazon page for
すぐわかる
somebody
よ
asking,
ね。
do you know where I can find some sailors that
船
work
員
on
が集
Chinese
まるとこ
ships?
ろ知りませんか。
船員が集まるバーってのもあるらしいけど、
Alright.
知らないよ。行こうと思ったことないから。
そうですか。
まあ、
そうですか。
飲むときは馴染みの店が一
I don't know
番
if the
だよね
dialogue's slower in Japanese or if it's like just me.
小峰さん。
いや、
船員が。
いや、でも。
わかりました。じゃあ、また。
Let's keep that in mind. Maybe we should go talk to this dude.
栗田さん。
I like this dude. Kurita is like one of my favorite
なんだか。
NPCs just because of his smug smirk.
船員が集まるところを知
You
り
know
ま
a
せん
place
か。
where sailors hang out?
船員ならうちにも顔出すことあるぞ。ネイビーのものとか大抵売りの方だけどな。
そいつらはいつ。
そうしょっちゅうってわけじゃねえから。
そうですか。
Noted.
Tomu.
We'll talk to Tom here, and then I'll probably stop the
Hey,
stream because I got called, and I gotta see the reaction of a certain thing in Xenoblade.
Oh, Sailor Man! Bernie Yoku Irune.
Oh, Sailor Man! It's kind of interesting hearing that, like as an English speaker.
どこのバーにいる？
I don't know. Tom, no money. Bernie ikenai.
わかった。また来るよ。
Alright, so they hang out at bars at night. It's good to know. It's good to know. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save, and I'll probably stream maybe later, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're gonna be streaming Shenmue 1 in Japanese for a little while. Again, I'll stream probably next time whenever. I kind of just, my streaming schedule is pretty inconsistent, so feel free to subscribe and hit that little bell if you want to keep updated. And be continuing with Shenmue 1 hopefully soon. So yeah, don't know when that'll be, but hey, you never know. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Gotta exit the game for flavor.